I saw a man that was at least 450 pounds taking up 2 plane seats. Now, this isn't the largest man I've ever seen. I've been to a Walmart in Florida before, but this man had his legs spread open because he was so close to the seat in front of him that's how he had to sit. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have to afford 2 plane tickets anywhere you wanted to go, or how hard it is to move at all. Obesity is hard. Being fit is hard. Choose your hard. Choose your hard is this mindset where you realize that everything, no matter what you do, will be difficult. But why not live a life you chose to and a path you chose to take? Own your choice, because marriage is hard, divorce is hard, regret is hard, and discipline is hard. Pick wisely, because every choice has a ripple of other consequences. For example, if you bought a TV, that TV could cost you $500, let's say. That's your first consequence. You paid the money for the TV. But the second consequence is now you're gonna have to actually watch the TV. And as you're watching the TV, it takes away time that you had set aside for other goals. And now you make less progress. And the third consequence is as you're spending more time watching the TV, you wanna have a better time. And you know what? Of course you do. So you start buying chips, candy, popcorn, ice cream, and you start eating those. And now you have less energy for the day to come, and it makes you more hungry. And if you keep it up long enough, the fourth consequence is that you get overweight. You could become diabetic, where you have to inject insulin up to 4 times a day. Isn't that crazy? That is so hard. See, most people only consider the first consequence, paying money for the TV. And they just forget about all the other ones that come from their one decision. And they usually complain about them, like, oh, this is happening to me. Now, there's no doubt sometimes life could hand you just an utter liquid shit of a hand. After all, no one makes it out of this world alive, but you still have a choice on how you can move forward despite your situation. This guy, Paul, contracted polio at 7 years old, and he lived in a metal tube for 71 years from the neck down. He couldn't leave. If the power went out, he would die. Yet he could have given up, but instead he became a lawyer and served for over 30 years. Then he wrote a book by himself with a stick in his mouth, pushing on the keyboard. Like, man, choose your hard, right? 4 months ago, I went to go pick my mom up for an appointment. When I got there, I didn't see her, but around the corner I heard this faint, Alex. So I went with my shoes on to go check on her. I found her collapsed on the floor like this. She was sweating a lot. She was kind of going in and out of consciousness. And she said, call an ambulance. And so I did. What had happened was she said she was taking a step and she heard a crack and then she fell on the stairs. There was only a couple stairs, so it's not like she was falling down or anything. But when the ambulance got there, they took her away, took her to the hospital. At the hospital, they did bone scans. They found 2 holes, one on each side of her hip. Or each side of her hips. So basically, at that point, they did surgery, and the doctors came back and said it was bone cancer. That was the culprit of these holes within her body. And for me, I need to be able to generate more money than my family bloodline has seen ever. To be able to retire my dad and get amazing treatment for my mom to increase her quality of life as high as possible. So the more income I can generate, the more I can deploy into helping my parents out. That's hard. And it's my choice to not feel powerless over the situation. Our lives are lived one moment at a time, and at any moment, you can decide to be different. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. By declaring exactly what you want, it gives you power and control over exactly what you want to do. You become the main character in your own story that's about to embark on an epic adventure. People who don't declare what they want usually tend to let external circumstances decide for them. Those are always the people who work the worst jobs, the ones who work 10-hour days with 2-hour commutes. They come home, they want to just crack a beer, but then their wife is like, you forgot to do something. And now they're like, oh, they'll tell you they're the victim. They'll tell you how life was so unfair to them. So if you want to take control of your life, you haven't done this yet, you need to make a plan, a vision for what you want your life to be like. I did this exercise called The Perfect Day, where I basically answered very in-depth questions. I'll put a screenshot up right now so you can see it. Pause this and write down the answers to your questions, and I'll put a link in the description with my version I did years ago. But at the end, it all came down to I want to be rich, fit, and in love. And that's not a destination. That's a journey. It's a daily pursuit I can partake in. It gives me power. You know, our favorite stories are filled with people who go on these epic adventures that are extremely challenging. Lord of the Rings, but basically two sheltered hobbits who decide to leave their paradise to go walk across the unknown world with full of terrors, things trying to kill them, take the ring, and they have to go and dunk it into a mountain of fire. But you can't control what goes in your mouth hole? Harry Potter, the chosen one.
You're a wizard, Harry.
He lost his parents, a bunch of friends and mentors died along the way just to support his journey, so that one day there could be peace in the wizarding world. And he ended up with a family. Beautiful. And Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
I am called Goku, your kindness, at your serving.
Just loves to train, and his whole thing is, I want to just get stronger to get stronger. He wants to break his limits constantly, so his days are filled with training and activities to break his limits. Dude is constantly happy and just loving life. And that's how I choose to live also. How can I move forward to what I want to accomplish?
Well, if anyone can do it, it's you.
So if you're like, yo, I'm not Goku though, I'm struggling to stay consistent right now, what you need is to actually map out what are those activities that you need to do every day to actually hit your goal. Keep them super simple and track them. So for me, I actually built this little system. I found it online and I adapted it to basically turn my life into a video game where I can look at it every day and enjoy playing. So every day I have these daily quests to do. Number one, I lift to stay strong. I do cardio to keep my heart strong. I read to keep my mind learning and quick. I plan tomorrow today to keep myself thinking ahead. I post online to keep documenting the journey for future family. I spend less than 1 hour a day on TikTok to keep control of my time. And I don't wake up and use social media because I want to keep my mind focused on what my intention is for the day and get it done immediately. Let me ask you, what hards do you choose? Put them in the comments below. Let me know if this exercise helped you out. Now, if you are someone who is struggling to stay consistent and you'd like a group of people to help you stay consistent, we have a group called Octus. This is where I give you my entire system that I've gamified my life with. You get to take it, use it for yourself, and we review it every week. Now, if you're somebody who isn't hitting their goals or stops showing up, we'll remove you from the group. We're really looking for a tribe of people with the same mindset and goals as us to just build this awesome, kick-ass action taker community around. I hope this mental reframe helped you out, and I hope these tools serve you. Have a great day. Peace, friends. Oh yeah. Fucking crush that shit. Ooh.
Oh, what's happening? They're taking scotch and apparently not